Hello dear students, welcome in this online live lectures sessions of English 10th standard. In this chapter we are going to learn about the very detailed and a sensitive story related to a student's life. You are also a student. Sometime we all are actually needing to go with this procedure of the childhood days, and we all are actually staying in the school and we are getting the education also, where we have also faced the challenges of the classrooms. Therefore, I wish you all good luck, and I also hope that you are safer at your home in this pandemic situation, and also you are making self-distancing for the people from the people who are actually unknown towards you or the people who are unfamiliar towards you. Keep safe, keep distancing also from the peddlers, from the vendors, from the whatever maid are coming at your home and all, and avoid to go in the places of the crowded people area, so that you can become more safer. As well, your friends, your group, your families can be also becoming more safer after obtaining these kinds of rules and regulations in your life, especially in the days of we can say like COVID-19 days and all. So apart from that, stay healthy, stay younger, and also stay very hardworking too. Now this lesson, which is actually appearing behind me over this board, tells you the important theory, where I have written a small paragraph which is describing you what kind of theme in the story is being described by the author. You can check it out. The story is a sensitive mode of the theory, in which we'll understand the account of how a poor girl is judged by the people, or you can say the classmates. Judging a people is not a bad thing, but judging them on a bad prospectus is a bad thing. So we should not judge anyone. And therefore, if we move further in the story, then this story is not the first story. This is actually the second part of the story, the 100 dresses part 2. The part 1 is already completed by me in the video lecture of chapter number 5 textbook, that is first flight of 10th standard. So this actually consists of the theory related to the page number 85, 87 and other page numbers too. And also, if you'll go in the detailed theory, then it will also make you understand that how beautiful this story is describing with the moral also, and how sadful the truth is also displayed in this textbook here. So focusing on the page number 73, you can check it out that this lesson is actually displaying with a very beautiful girl whose name is Vanda Petrinskoy. She is actually leading with the very good amount of memory, good amount of theory, artistic own style, and also a generosity, where she is actually humble with each and every people in her house, in the school and everywhere. But lastly, in the chapter number 5, the 100 dresses part 1, we studied that Vanda left the school. Now she is not coming to school. In the room number 13, her bench is still empty today also. What is the reason? That we'll discover, explore, browse in this lecture part number 2, that is the 100 dresses. Now see what is happening, my dear student. You can understand the dress which is drawn by me is just one of the example of the 100 dresses, in which we are concluding the theory and we are also understanding the concept, where I can say that the 100 dresses is all about the art, the love, affection, and also the hard work of a student who is actually trying to maintain his all the level with the other student inside the school and the classroom too here. So therefore, this article says that in this article, my dear student, you will be reading about the 100 dresses, the basic detail and the conceptual lines also, where I will make you understand about this theory into a short summary line. Now, Ellen Esther, if you talk about Eleanor Estate is the name, who is actually the writer of the 100 dresses, and who is also describing the story, that it is a story based on the real experience of the author, where the author has been only targeted as the ragging person or a ragged person inside the school or the high school too here. If you talk about in the continuation of the previous lesson, the 100 dresses too is actually a disclosed fact in which Vanda had been absent from the school since from the many days. Apart from that, the Petrovsky family decided to move from the small village to the big city. I have also mentioned you that in the previous lecture, 100 dresses, the part 1 describes she is actually means Vanda is coming from Boggan's Height, which is a small area where most of the muddy land can be found, and her house is also very small enough, that is approximately barely 1 or 2 person can be living out there. So Vanda Petrinskoy was living from there. She was coming from there. Her feet was always mudded with the dry mud or we can say the other water too here. Therefore, the whole classroom, along when they are moving to the big city, they are not knowing about this theory. Now, why they would move? Actually, they were moving because they needed to apart the problems from the Vanda's life. Now, what was the problems from the Vanda's life? The problem was that whenever she used to go to school, whenever to sit her in a classroom, everybody used to make fun of her name, and especially Peggy was also making fun of her dresses because she wore only one dresses, the blue color faded uniform, daily by daily. But whenever she was asked, she replied she had 100 dresses, and she was committed as a liar inside the compound premises of the school by Peggy. As well, Maddie was supporting her uncommonly, or you can say that Maddie was supporting her by forcefully, because Maddie also belonged to a poor family. As well, Maddie was also holding the dresses and wearing the dresses of the Peggy only, where Peggy was from a good grade of the family. Therefore, the story is leading you with the detailed theory and the example concept of a boy or a girl who is actually being generally ragged out inside the institute or inside any school to here. Also, when the whole class with the teacher got shocked when the news came that Vanda actually left the school. On hearing the note, Maddie and Peggy at the time both were worried about that, and the fact is that they didn't understand what to do next, because they were not having any chance to get the apology to say sorry to that girl, because they were actually teasing. So she had been teased by these two girls and other two here. Both the girls got actually known about that how Vanda could feel at the time when she was leaving the school, or when she was actually delicately hurted with her emotions by ourselves. So that's how the 100 dresses based on the drawing of the clothes also, and the artistic theory of a simple girl who is focused and who is very helpful, who is very kind nature with the own belief here. So that's how the story is actually consisting this kinds of theme here. Now, as if we move further inside the story, then we can understand that the story is also dealing with the concept where we can say that when the school is starting, actually no one pays attention towards Vanda. Even teachers are also not paying that much attention, and therefore we can say that Vanda was somehow neglected inside the classroom too. So this story also clears the concept of bonifying the truth, where we can understand that teasing anyone can be a joke, but making them to be mentally pressurized is not a joke, and we should not cross that kind of limitations. So the lesson starts with receiving the letter, part number 2. In this lesson, Vanda's father is writing a letter. The letter was to informing the school about their decision. Whose decision? Vanda's father's decision, Vanda's decision, that they are moving to a big city, and because of nobody would tease there with the uncommon name and appearance of Vanda. His father was saying that there my girl will be living silently, she will be living very happy also, nobody will tease, nobody will recall her name as a funny name here. So whole of the class was in the shock, and as they realized the derogatory comment and attitudinal words towards Vanda, it was heartbreaking when the head monitor brought the letter from the principal's cabin to Miss Mason. You can check it out here, the name is given there. The first character itself is Vanda, the second is Peggy, then there's a class teacher, and here's the Maddie, who is good friend of Peggy and who is also thinking good about Vanda Petrinskoy. So that's how the story is actually going, with these kinds of characters who are actually described already inside the lesson. Now Maddie felt so bad that she was actually crowded by the emotional thoughts and all, and she never stopped. Why she was feeling, why she was sad? Because she was feeling that, okay, why I have not stopped Peggy in bullying her, in making nuisance topics discussed with Vanda, why I was not helping, why I was not stopping her, why I didn't protested Vanda, why I didn't supported her, and why I supported only Peggy. So she was feeling guilty inside that, and this is the reason why she couldn't focus on her studies. Also, knowing this fact, she was at her home not getting sleep too enough here. Means Vanda went out of the school, she was applying for the leaving certification, but Maddie was in the tension because Maddie was a good girl, and Maddie was never ever happy in teasing her, but by forcefully she was able to tease her just because of the Peggy, and if she could not tease her, then Peggy could make fun of Maddie. That's why Maddie was supporting Peggy, and that's how we can say that so she made up her mind to go at her house and tell her that she actually won the prize and the school is needing to give her the certification, and they also made to confirm that we are feeling sorry, you don't leave the school, you come back. But when they went there, when they went at the place of Boggins height, see, sometime we can understand, my dear student, that the time is running like a flow of water, and sometime we need to clarify the truth before the time lapses. We need to say sorry in within the time. We need to say thank you in within the time, or who knows, that person will be not available when you are generally going to meet that person to greet him or to apologize him. So that's how Maddie felt so bad that she desired Wanda to clarify that they were actually not needing to tease her in such a way that she could leave the school here. So the feeling of Wanda was hurt out. But what about Peggy? Peggy was like a rude girl. She was a girl who was careless, and she was a girl who was not thinking about other girls too here. So Peggy was a girl who was thinking always of her own self, and therefore Wanda was sad by this thing also, because she has been supporting her. So when the school was over, Maddie and Peggy, they both visited the residence where the Wanda was living, that was Boggins Height, to meet her. But till the date, the girl Wanda and her family already left the area, and so that there was no one when they went there. So their visit was fruitless here. It was useless visit. Whose visit was useless? Wanda's friend, means Wanda and mother father went from there, but house is empty. But who is going there? There actually Paddy and Maggie are going to tell her about the confirmation about the prize also, and to tell her that she should not leave the school. They'll become the good friends, as they were trying to make her apology also, to say sorry. So then both the girls wrote a friendly letter to the Wanda that we sorry for that, and you had won the contest and all. But after many days, still there was no answer from Wanda. You know what the address was there? The address they wrote on that letter was Boggins Height only, but nobody was living on the Boggins Height. That's why they wrote, please forward this letter. मतलब अगर वहाँ पे कोई रहता हो तो हमारे letter please forward कर दीजिएगा जहाँ भी Wanda Petinskoy है. So that's how. But after many days, still there was no answer from Wanda. It was actually the time when the Christmas Eve came, and when Miss Mason got second letter from Wanda. See, when the teacher is reading the letter inside the school, inside the classroom, everybody is shocked out. Everybody is feeling the guilt of that lady. And that's how when the Christmas came, my dear student, when the Christmas came, everybody was trying to celebrate that festival. She got a letter, the teacher got a letter. The girls could keep those 100 dresses, was written inside the letter, that all the girls should keep those 100 dresses, and they can shift in their new houses. She will be, like she was giving all the kinds of special drawing. But there was a special notification also mentioned on the letter. What was that? That was around I am, means here Wanda is telling, I am giving 2 of the special dresses to my special friends that they accepted, and generally they can keep their home also. She gifted special drawings to Peggy and Maddie gazed a long time after picture. When the Maddie got the picture, Maddie was looking towards the picture, and you know what Maggie found? Maggie found that the face of the picture was same as like Maddie only, and Wanda was actually Wanda was actually dedicated that pics towards Maddie. That's how the face was looking same as Maddie's face. It was like a special pic. Then she ran to Peggy. She, after getting this assumption, she ran to Peggy and she said that, Peggy, I got my face in the drawing. Wanda really loved us. She drew our face. We should not, we made a big mistake by making her puzzled, making her worried inside the school. I feel very sorry. Peggy's house to see her the drawing. Now Peggy was also happy after getting the same drawing. Peggy consoled that herself that Wanda was really like them, and Maddie agrees this all the blinks away with the general theories which came in the thought of Wanda Petinskoy. It means that another drawing was same looking a face like Peggy. So there all are lots intents of the story which is showing the racism. Though they both were happy, but they both were somehow sad also, because Wanda Petinskoy was not in front of them, in between of them, and Wanda left the school. This lesson is showing you, my dear student, that though you are a very good person, though you are very best person in the world, but unless you are not improving your nature, your whole of the theory, your whole of the concept will be lying useless. You need to move on, you need to understand, you need to help the people, you need to give fragrance of happiness to the people. And that's how you need to come out of casteism, racism, language based criticism and all. These kinds of things are not our useful thing. So we need to come out of these kinds of things, and we should love each other like brothers and sisters. And that's how we can say making the people realize and feel about such kind of discrimination can be killing them internally also. I have seen, I have experienced most of the students at the time, or the college boys and girls, are attempting for their death also just because of ragging inside the school by the senior boys and girls, elders and all, upper class. So that's how we should not follow this custom, we should not follow this tradition, we should boycott this kinds of thing. And always whenever we meet the people like Vanda, we should help them, support them, and we should also ask their friendship so that we can live very peacefully. So this lesson also tells you, as you can see the character, this lesson also tells you the detailed information related to the 100 dresses, where we can see that okay, the 100 dresses is not only one of the chapter and the theory related to 100 dresses, but it is also one of the lesson where you should not, where you should understand the meaning of help, the meaning of respect to here. So the story is actually, if you go through with the story is actually giving a detailed message about the racial discrimination of a society. It is also one of the ill thought of our society, which has actually created adverse impact on the people and their life too. So this lecture was till here only. I hope you got proper information, and I hope that you will also not create any kind of racism, any kind of hatred, any kind of ragging with any person, though he may be your senior or maybe your junior. We all are one nation's child or citizens, and we all should worship the motherland of our nation. We should worship the brotherhoodship, we should worship the friendly relationship too, no matter which caste, which grade, which color, which zone, which kind of property they belongs to. We'll meet in the some other lecture. Till then you can keep revising and also keep practicing about this lesson. This was part number 2, the 100 dresses. Jai Hind.